Can you see the slides?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what did we discuss in the last lecture? Can anyone summarize?
So the 3 bus thing and other some commands.
Okay, 3-bus architecture. So what was the major advantage of using a 3-bus in read and write operations over a single bus?
So कि एक time cycle में like we can do more or write or read operations.
So you can write multiple read write operations. We can do. So we have seen that we can save a lot of time and a lot of processor clock time also when we are dealing with a 3-bus architecture. And hopefully you guys have practiced all the examples which were there in the previous lecture. So because that will make things very clear for you.
So
Yeah.
So can you open the last day slides? Doubt है एक दो टू.
3-bus वाले में.
एक से 3 बस के बाद में जो से आप एग्जांपल्स हैं ना सर थोड़े बहुत उसमें से.
Yeah.
सर एक तो सर like we didn't discuss after 6th or 7th एक भी.
Because some of the instructions are like it's following the what you have discussed in the CSA. So I'm not discussing those. ये तुम्हारे practice के लिए है. So I'm not discussing everything in this. Some you can practice on your own because ऐसे कई और instructions भी हो सकते हैं. This is not just the 12 of them. So this is just for example, just for the practice that they have taken 12. Otherwise, they can be many more also. So that's why.
सर डाउट ये था सर इसमें जो y in है सर सेकंड उसमें लाइक किसी भी में जो y in है.
किस वाले में?
हर में ऐसा ना सर जो y in सेकंड साइकिल में.
हाँ हाँ.
y in.
वो इंस्ट्रक्शन लोड होने के लिए है और ब्रांच
सर जरूरत ही नहीं लग रहा सर मतलब रिडंडेंट सा लग रहा है.
that is much. I told you that is actually explained in this why in the branching one. It is actually explained when you are dealing with the branch. ये यहाँ पर यूज होगा why in. जो ब्रांच जाएगा we have discussed कौन which are the two types of branches.
So conditional and unconditional.
So it basically goes to an offset. So PC plus offset, something offset. So for that value we are considering it. Okay. I'll
समझ नहीं आया
discuss.
सर.
I'll explain it later. Firstly, let's start this point because थोड़ा सा पीछे चल रहा है अपना. We'll explain that later. Okay.
Yes sir.
थोड़ा सा पीछे चल रहा है अपना syllabus actually. There's lot to cover. We don't have that much time. Okay. So now we'll look into the approach that how these we have seen that there is a data path. That the flow of data is there inside the registers, and there are control signals to actually control how these registers and data values will be flowing all throughout the buses and into the registers. But to execute these instructions, a processor must generate the control signals for the data path and for the proper sequences. So for an example, like we have discussed add R1 and R2, we know some control signals are there to them for them, but how is it is actually implemented inside the processor? There are two ways to it. That is, one is a hardwired control unit design, and another one is a microprogram control unit design. Hardwired control design, we'll see in this today's lecture. We'll see how a hardwired control design is actually used for the implementation and the generation of each of the control signal in the parameter in the processor. So this is how hardwired control unit actually looks like. In this, the thing is that the microprogrammed what the thing is that we need to know when the each of the control signal is actually generated. So if you have the first timestamp, if you have like PC out, MAR in, read. What will be the next step for it after read?
सर WMFC.
उसके WMFC तो अभी नहीं आएगा, पहले स्टेप में WMFC क्या जरूरत है?
सो फर्स्ट स्टेप में सर हम PC इंक्रीमेंट कर सकते हैं.
सेलेक्ट, मैंने PC आउट कर दिया है, मैं आर इन कर दिया है, रीड कर दिया है, तो सेलेक्ट 4 आएगा नॉर्मल सिंगल बस आर्किटेक्चर में. फिर ऐड Z इन, ठीक है, राइट और रॉन्ग? PC out, MAR in, read. What will come here? Will PC get incremented? Select 4 क्यों करते हैं?
सर ताकि सर मल्टीप्लेक्सर से फिर वो ऐड करके वापस उसको Z से करके वापस PC में भेज दे.
किसकी वैल्यू? इसकी वैल्यू इंक्रीमेंट करने के लिए. Whose value
PC.
are we incrementing? PC ना.
यस सर.
तो यहाँ select 4 जो इनपुट अपन ले रहे हैं मक्स से ALU के अंदर, so this will come, then add will happen inside the ALU and finally the output will be stored into ZIN. Is this right? ये सबको याद है? ये all these control signals ये सब याद है? Because this for 5 things will, these 6 things will actually happen for all or most of the steps, most of the instructions. Is it clear with everyone? PC out, MAR in, read, then select 4Y to increment the PC, then we do add inside the ALU, then finally we store the result inside a temporary register, and then the other instructions will happen. So for this thing is that how the computer will actually implement it, how the processor will actually implement it. If you have T1 some instructions, say control 1 signal, control 2, control 3, something like this. So and then you have T2, then you have 1 0 0 1 1 0, something like that. These all bits will actually represent which of the control signal has to be generated. So for each of the time step you will come to know, okay, if you have a 1 for this time step, you need to activate this control signal to basically execute the whole instruction. So you need to for each of the step, you for each of the instruction, you will have certain number of steps. So इसमें जैसे कि 6 थे, there were 6 steps in that, in here, like you have PC out, then you have MAR in, read, select 4, add and Z in. So in similar examples like above, उसमें कुछ ज़्यादा हो सकते हैं, कुछ कम हो सकते हैं. So for each of the step there can be say some 1 to 8, say 3 to 7 number of instructions. There can be 20 instructions. It will depend. So we need to have a kind of a logical circuit through which we can actually generate which of the control signals will be generated, and since the computer will only understand in terms of these binary inputs, we need to generate this in here. Have you guys studied encoder and decoders?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here the concept of if you guys are not familiar with it, or if you want to revise it, all these diagrams are actually given in the appendix section also. I guess appendix A is covering all those diagrams and all those basic structures for it. So if you guys want to revise that, it's in the Hemacher appendix section also. So you guys can check that out for revision purpose. You can look into it. Here what we'll do is we know these sequences for various instructions, that okay, PC out will happen if you are doing add R1 and R2. What will be the data path for it? I'm again asking it again. What will be the first instruction which will get executed? First, what will be the first control signal that will get generated for add R1 R2? PC out. No one is responding. Are you not remembering this? PC out करेंगे.
सर जो आपने पहले लिखा T1 पे सर वही होगा ना इसमें भी पहले?
हाँ, that's what I'm asking. कि नॉर्मली क्या क्या रहता है इंस्ट्रक्शन, किसी के लिए भी क्या रहता है, कोई भी इंस्ट्रक्शन एग्जीक्यूट करने के लिए isn't these all going to be the same for like most of the instructions?
यस सर.
So that's what I'm asking, वही पूछ रहा हूँ. फिर उसके बाद क्या होगा पीसी आउट के बाद?
सो फिर MAR इन.
सो पीसी से एमएआर जाएगा, एमएआर से फिर क्या होगा?
डेटा रीड होगा,
इंस्ट्रक्शन आएगा एमडीआर में, राइट? फिर
सेलेक्ट 4 करेंगे
क्यों करेंगे?
ताकि सब वो उसमें मल्टीप्लेक्सर में
नेक्स्ट इंस्ट्रक्शन को पॉइंट
इंक्रीमेंट
करने
हो.
सो पीसी को इंक्रीमेंट करने के लिए कह सकते हैं सेलेक्ट 4. उसके बाद क्या करेंगे?
सर ALU में ऐड होगा वो.
हाँ,
मेरे को डेटा पाथ बताओ फिर क्या होगा?
सो फिर ALU में जाएगा सर, फिर
उसके
Z पे
पहले
जाएगा.
कहीं और जाता है?
पहले टेम्परेरी रजिस्टर में जाएगा वाई में.
नहीं, इंस्ट्रक्शन एमडीआर से आईआर में नहीं जाएगा?
हाँ,
आईआर में जाएगा,
यस सर.
आईआर में डिकोड होगा. उसके बाद फिर यहाँ से डिकोड करने के बाद देन इट विल सी कि whether the data is inside the processor or not. नहीं होगा तो फिर से fetch cycle रिपीट होगी. अगर होगा then this both data will be sent inside what, ALU?
सर लेकिन इस मतलब ये जो लास्ट 3 स्टेप्स हैं इनसे पहले तो पीसी इंक्रीमेंट हो जाएगा, नहीं तो सिलेक्ट 4 तो
हाँ सेलेक्ट वो
मतलब
तो कर दिया मैं, उसके बाद मैं एमडीआर के बाद पूछ रहा था, ये स्टेप्स दे वर नॉट डिस्कसिंग. सेलेक्ट 4 तो इस केस में होगा ही, लेकिन अगर डायरेक्ट अपन ने इंक्रीमेंटल लगा रखा होगा तो देन इट्स नॉट नीडेड, अगर लॉजिक इसके अंदर खुद ही बिल्ट है, इनबिल्ट है. सो ALU में ऐड होगा या सब्ट्रैक्ट होगा या मल्टीप्लाई जो भी होना होगा. उसके बाद उस रिजल्ट को कहाँ स्टोर करेंगे?
सर Z में.
Z इन, और उससे वो डेटा सिस्टम बस में जाने के बाद PC फिर Z आउट करेंगे, Z आउट के बाद PC इन करेंगे. सो द PC विल बी इंक्रीमेंटेड विद दिस. ये जनरल फ्लो है इसका. तो इसको एग्जीक्यूट करने के लिए वी नीड अ सर्टेन काइंड ऑफ लॉजिक. इसके अंदर वी आर गोइंग टू यूज़ दिस इनकोडर इनटू इट, जिसमें कई सारे इनपुट्स आते हैं. जैसे एक्सटर्नल इनपुट हैं, कंडीशनल कोड्स हैं. एक्सटर्नल इनपुट्स जैसे कि MFC होता है, व्हेन वी आर रीडिंग समथिंग फ्रॉम मेमोरी, दैट इज़ एन एक्सटर्नल इनपुट फॉर द इनकोडर. स्टेप डिकोडर बेसिकली इसमें एक देयर इज वन फंक्शनल ब्लॉक, वन मोर फंक्शनल ब्लॉक इनटू इट, that is a clock which actually maintains ki which clock cycle is actually going to run and in which clock cycle which of the instructions is going to run here. um, for for executing for generating the number of control signals, if number of steps, say if you need 5 steps in one instruction, can anybody guess what will be the size of the decoder?
So can you repeat?
If number of steps, say in the first T1 cycle there were 6 steps, so can you guess और imagine करो अगर 7 steps हैं, 7 steps में T1 से लेकर T7 के बीच में, और उसमें maximum number of steps जो हैं वो 7 हो रहे हैं. तो what will be the size of the decoder or decoder in this value? Can anybody guess? Did you get the question?
सर 3 into 8 ऐसा कुछ.
हाँ सही हो, सही जा रहे हो. Is he right?
सर क्वेश्चन नहीं समझ आया.
अच्छा okay, I'll draw here. In the T1 cycle you have some certain number of steps like PC out, MAR in, something like this. So 6 steps तुमको करने हैं. T2 में तुमको से 4 steps करने हैं. T3 में तुमको से 5 steps करने हैं. But the maximum for this executing of the, say add LOCA, maximum number of steps for any timestamp is 7. So what I am asking is the size of the decoder क्या हो सकता है? 3x8, 4x16 क्या हो सकता है? Any guesses? Anyone? Did you guys get the question? How many? What will be the size of the decoder if the maximum number of steps for any of the timestamp is say 6 or 7?
सर 3 into 8 ही होना चाहिए सर.
3x8 decoder will do it. So, but if 20 number of steps are needed, so what will be the size of the decoder?
So
5x32.
So you are getting the point. What is the size of the decoder for the number of steps required? Say if 100 steps are there, what will be the size of the decoder? 2 raised to power 2 raised to power what? 6, 7, 7. 2 raised to power 6 is how much?
61.
So ये तो नहीं होगा. 2 raised to power 7 is how much? 128.
128.
So this will suffice. 2 raised to power 7. So 128. What will be the decoder size?
7 into
7 cross 128.
So you're getting the logic how we are getting the values of what will be the size of decoder as per the maximum number of steps required for each that is possible for any of the instruction. So this encoder takes various inputs, external inputs such as MFC, memory function complete is also taken as a input into this. Step decoder, you have various instructions into it, say instruction 1 to n, and the encoder will actually generate which control signal will actually be generated here. So say PC out, MAR, कौन सा instruction किस time पे generate होगा, that this encoder will actually do. It will take various inputs such as from the step decoder, from the instruction decoder. This is actually connected to the instruction register, and this is finally connected to the system bus in here. Then you have conditional codes. This is for branching. This is for MFC and certain kind of external inputs. All these things are taken into consideration, and various control signals are actually generated through which is actually going to be in terms of say 10010 something like this, and the PC will now understand, okay, now it has to generate these control signals at these instances of time. So if say 7 steps for say add R1 and LOCA, we have seen this example before also. In this, if you're looking into various control signals, how it will be get generated, let's see. Yeah, assumption is that each step in this sequence is completed into one cycle. Is this practical? Can every step be executed in just one clock cycle? Is it possible?
No.
In which stage is it not possible? In which circumstances? In which circumstances? We have discussed it. Delay कहाँ पे आ रहा है? When is the delay coming? When is the delay coming?
सर जब मेमोरी से रजिस्टर कुछ डालते हैं तब डिले होता है.
So whenever we are fetching, reading, writing anything from the memory, so you can say MFC के case में it is not possible for us to actually complete the sequence in one clock cycle. So okay, that's an assumption we are taking in this case. The counter is used to keep track of a time step. There is one more thing here for keeping the which step has to execute after what. A counter is actually kept into a hardwired control unit. The control signals are determined by following information. It takes an input of the content of the control step counter, which is taken as a functional block into it. Content of the instruction register. So instruction register से अपने को पता चलेगा कि instruction है क्या after decoding the whole instruction. Content of the conditional flags, conditional code flags. This actually tells us whether there is a branching possibility of branching or not. So if you have a conditional branching, or if you have an unconditional branching, all these things are taken into consideration. Then you have an external input signal such as the NMFC, that is also taken into consideration. ये वही वाले block diagram को just explaining in these terms है. These parameters we have to take into account. Hardware control unit, what does this actually means कि we'll see एक line आएगी जिससे then the things are very clear, but it's actually telling the computer how to generate these control signals. So दो तरीके से we are doing it. One is through a hardware logic through which is implemented through certain gates, and the second one is actually through micro programmed instructions. These are micro instructions. So in दो तरीकों से we actually generate the control signals. in this part we are actually reading about how they are implemented through certain gates. So encoder decoder circuit is a combinational circuit which generates the control signals depending on the inputs provided. So combinational circuit है. So can anybody tell me ये किससे implement हो सकता है? Is there any way to implement this combinational circuit? You have studied before. What comes
So,
in?
and or से sir.
मतलब gates. Is it right?
Yes, sir.
So combinational circuit के या combinational logic if we are implementing, so we have to rely on certain kind of gates. So gates का इसमें role है. Step decoder generates a separate signal line for each step in the control, that is T1, T2, T3. T1, T2, T3 में T1 में से in T1 you have 5 steps to execute. So in this what will happen for T1, say this is the binary sequence, it has to follow 1 0 1 1 0. T2 it has to follow 0 0 1 1 0 1, something like this. So the computer will get to know that okay, at this time instance I need to generate this control sequence. Say for the third instruction for T1 I need to generate these control signals for T1 as well as T2. Similarly for T3, T4. So this kind of a logic it needs to understand. There needs to be generated for it. Depending on the maximum number of steps of an instruction, the step decoder is designed. If the maximum 10 steps are required, we have discussed this earlier also, a 4x16 step decoder is used. So is this point clear with everyone? Maximum 10 steps for 4x16 decoder is required.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
अभी
sir.
अपन ने discuss किया था, the same thing is here. Among the total steps, total set of instructions, the instruction decoder is used to select one of them. That particular line will be 1 and the rest will be 0. So if maximum 100 instructions are there, then you have a 7x128 instruction. You guys just answered that. So clear cut, you can see the what will be the size of a decoder. Depending on the size of the steps, maximum number of steps actually required for one time step, so you can actually have what will be the size of the decoder. Then you have, yeah.
So पिछले वाले सर में वो 1 और 0 वाला कौन सा 1 होगा सर उसमें?
कंट्रोल सिग्नल्स जैसे सारे उसमें जनरेट नहीं होंगे ना, जैसे कि से इफ यू हैव दिस एनकोडर एंड यू हैव टाइम स्टेप्स, वेरियस टाइम स्टेप्स, कौन से वाला कंट्रोल सिग्नल ऑन करना है, इट विल नॉट बी ऑन फॉर एवरीथिंग. लाइक फॉर T1 says 1101, so you need to select only these lines. So it will depend on कि T1 में कौन सा वाला ऑन करना है, which control signals needs to be generated. ठीक है?
Yes sir.
So it will depend on कि which instruction we have to execute. Like अभी अपन example देखेंगे, तीन instructions के लिए you have say first step is always the same, that is PC out. PC out, then you have MAR in. So you can have 1 1 for this. The similar way if you're doing it for say sub, this one was for add R1 R2. If you're doing sub R1 R2, उसके लिए भी the first T1 will be same. So you can have 1 1 in that also. So this similar kind of a thing can be selected for all of them. So we'll see an example, उसमें थोड़ा सा clear होगा. We'll see. At every clock cycle, the run signal is used to increment the counter by 1. When the run is 0, there is now this one more control signal that is called run and end. दो नए control signals now you are seeing, that is run and end. Run is actually used to increment the counter by 1. So if you have say T1 executed, then you need to know that T2 has to be executed. But here MFC is there, WMFC is there. So run will make the counter to 0, and here end signal will be generated. So whenever you're reading from the memory function, the run signal will go into will be terminated, and end control signal will be generated, so that the counter again restarts. So when run is 0, the counter stops counting. The signal is needed when the WMFC is issued, and end signal starts a new instruction. So it resets the counter step to its starting value. So these two control signals are also needed to know when to stop when the instruction cycle has to stop and when it has to restart again. Then the sequence of operations carried out by the unit control unit is determined by the wiring of the logical elements. Since this logic is actually determined by the combinational logic, so you can imagine you have various gates, and you can actually implement these gates on the logic boards and in the hardware logics as well. So ये पूरा logic जो हो रहा है वो hardware के through हो रहा है. So basically gates के through हो रहा है, gates के through implement हो रहा है. That's why this implementation is actually called as hardware control unit. So can anybody tell me what are the advantages and disadvantages of this hardwired control unit since it is being implemented by say logical gates? इसके क्या advantage हो सकते हैं, क्या disadvantage हो सकते हैं? Will it be faster? Will it be faster? Anyone? It will be faster. The approach of the control unit is fast, but the thing is that to implement a complex circuit over it, it's very hard to actually implement. So it is faster, but the complexity of instructions has to be controlled, and it has to be taken into account, because it's very hard to implement on a logical implementation of these gates. So is everyone clear why it's called hardwired control unit, all these instructions? Why it's called hardwired control unit? Because it's implemented on the on these gates, logical combination of the gates. That's why and physical application of these gates onto a certain circuit. So that's why we are calling these control signal generations as hardware control units. So like for this example, you have add R1, the first step, that is P1, as you can see, is same for all the three instructions. Add R1, add branch, label, all of them, the first instruction is same. So if you look into the implementation part, PC in. So if you can see the PC in, where is the PC in getting activated in here? PC in is getting activated in second step. PC in getting activated in second step of the add R1, and PC in is getting activated in the second step as well. Is PC in also getting activated somewhere else? In add R1 R2 not. In add R1 LOCA it is not happening, but in branch label it's happening in the fifth step. So when we have to implement this in terms of a gates, we can see for T2 it's happening all for all of them. So you can have an, yeah, here it is, the implementation of it. For T2 it is happening for all the instructions, but when we are dealing with the T5, that is a branch, it will happen only what is this, and or operation?
And
So what does this mean?
that both the T5 and branch have to be true in
So
order.
in case of only branch, the T5, the PC in will be activated. So if you implement here is an AND gate, and you can see for a branch as well as T5 it's activated. If it's one, the PC in will be only one in case of a branch for the T5 instruction. So but for the T2, and which gate is this one?
Or
Which,
OR gate.
so it's this plus sign is what?
OR gate.
So T2, and you have another input as from T5 and branch. So अगर तुमको T2 तो तीनों इंस्ट्रक्शंस के लिए आएगा ही आएगा, लेकिन T5 के ऊपर ब्रांच PC इन तभी एक्टिवेट होगी जब वो ब्रांच से आ रही है, ब्रांच इंस्ट्रक्शन में. सो T5 का ब्रांच वाले पार्ट को अपन एंड से एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे, एंड से इम्प्लीमेंट करेंगे, और T2 वाले पार्ट को इस और गेट के लिए अपन एक्टिवेटेड रखेंगे. सो PC इन के लिए वी हैव दिस काइंड ऑफ अ लॉजिक टू इम्प्लीमेंट. इज दिस पार्ट क्लियर, दिस वन, for these three instruction sets? Is it clear? we are just looking at into PCN. PCN T2 में हो रहा है. PCN for the instruction add R1 R2. In the T2's time step, PCN was getting activated. In add R1 LOCA time T2 में PCN activate हो रहा था और branch label में भी PCN activate हो रहा है T2 time step पे. लेकिन PCN was also getting activated in T5 time step in branch label only. So in the third instruction. So we needed to implement this in terms of logical gates. So T2 तो T2 will at T2 time step PC will get activated, but at T5 time step only when the branch instruction is there. So we can have an and इसको implement अपन AND gate के through कर सकते हैं. तो यहाँ पे अपन branch लिखें और जब वो branch से instruction लेगा तो branch के केस में PCN जो होगा वो 1 activate रहेगा. So in terms of gates we can see the implementation of PCN like this. Similarly for end instruction we'll see कहाँ ये activate हो रहा है. End will get executed in which of these instructions? कहाँ हो रहा है end execute? किस time step पे हो रहा है? Anyone?
So add में सर T2 में हो रहा है. I mean first वाले R1 R2 में. फिर R1 LOC में 2 और 5.
end पूछ रहा हूँ. end.
So last में वो फिर तो सर end.
हाँ तो T6 में हो रहा है इसके, T7 में हो रहा है इसके और इसके T5 में हो रहा है. ठीक है
सर
या
सर पर आपने तो बोला ना सर कि हर एक टाइम स्टैम्प के बाद वो रन वाला एंड होता है 0 हो जाता है एंड फिर एंड वाला स्टार्ट हो जाता है, तभी वो T1 टू T2
तो
जाता है.
रन एंड की अभी अपन बात नहीं कर रहे, अपन बस कर रहे हैं कि ये कंट्रोल सिग्नल एग्जीक्यूट फाइनली इंप्लीमेंट कैसे होगा, किस कॉम्बिनेशन लॉजिक से.
तो सर मतलब तो सर एंड ये हर एक टाइम स्टैम्प के बाद हो रहा है कि यूज की नहीं हो रहा है?
एक साथ एग्जीक्यूट नहीं होंगे ना इंस्ट्रक्शन, तो ये अलग एग्जीक्यूट होगा, ये अलग एग्जीक्यूट होगा. लेकिन इम्प्लीमेंटेशन इसका कैसे, किस चीज को ऑन करेंगे अपन, से फॉर अ पाइपलाइन, से फॉर एन इंस्ट्रक्शन, तो उसके लिए कौन सा गेट, विच गेट विल गेट एक्टिवेटेड एट विच टाइम स्टेप, वो अपन दैट वी नीड टू कंट्रोल हियर.
नहीं सर, आई एम आस्किंग कि समझ से हम सिर्फ एक ही इंस्ट्रक्शन ले, सपोज ऐड R1 R2, तो उसके लिए मेरे को T1 से T2 जाना है. तो उसके लिए भी लाइक रन 0 होगा एंड एंड होगा कि सिर्फ एंड लास्ट में होता है एकदम?
नहीं, एंड तो तुमको देखो रन तब तक करेगा जब WMFC आएगा तो एंड हो जाएगा, रन 0 हो जाएगा, रन बंद हो जाएगा, मतलब काउंटर फिर से एग्जीक्यूट होगा.
जैसे मतलब जब 2 खत्म होगा तो रन 0 हो जाएगा, फिर एंड हो जाएगा.
WMFC मतलब वेट करना है तुमको, तो रन तुम नहीं कर सकते ना. तुमको रन बेसिकली क्या, काउंटर बता रहा है 0 1 2 3 है, जो काउंटर चल रहा है, ये रुकना पड़ेगा कब, जब तक मेमोरी रीड ना हो जाए पूरी. तो मेमोरी रीड में रन की वैल्यू 0 हो जाएगी और एंड की वैल्यू 1 हो जाएगी.
तो जब WMFC होता है तब हम रन और एंड करते हैं.
और एंड के केस में भी, एंड जब डायरेक्टली एक्सप्लिसिटली अपन ने एंड मेंशन कर दिया, या बेसिकली सिस्टम हॉल्ट जब हो रहा है. ऐड के केस में वो कब हो रहा था, मेमोरी से जब रीड कर रहा था तब हो रहा है, या कोई और भी कंडीशन आ सकती है तब भी हो सकता है. अभी अपन ने 2 ही देखे हैं, इसके अलावा भी और भी आ सकते हैं. ठीक है.
यस सर.
Okay, so for end instruction we can see the implementation. Okay, T6, what is this telling us? T6, this is for the first instruction. Is it and or? Anyone? We have seen when the end instruction will happen in all the instruction sets. So as we have seen for this example, PCN T2 टाइम स्टेप में तीनों में एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा था, बट हियर एज वी कैन सी एंड इंस्ट्रक्शन अलग अलग टाइम स्टेप में सब में एग्जीक्यूट हो रहा है. So what we are using and or gate for T6 for the first instruction, that was add R1 R2. The end control signal will get high at which, what will be the gate logic for that? Which one, and or?
So and
the similar things will follow for the other as well, for a branch and for the add the other location, adding the content of the at the location. So you can have various AND gates for it, and all the inputs, all the outputs for them will actually go inside this OR gate, and that's how you're going to implement the end control signal for all of for implementing this end control signal. So इस तरीके से we actually generate the control. This thing is actually implemented on inside a hardware. So these gates are actually implemented say in terms of circuits, proper circuits. So thing is that it is very fast to implement क्योंकि logical gates बहुत जल्दी execute होते हैं. But the thing is, if you have a very complex instruction to execute, these connections will not help you because ये बहुत इतना execute इसमें नहीं हो पाएगा. So since it's connected through a proper hardwires, that's why the generation of these control signals at various time steps is called the implementation is called as hardwired control unit. And the second implementation part through which we can actually do is microprogram control design, which we'll discuss in the next lecture, how we actually implement these control signals through proper micro instructions. Micro instructions basically क्या होते हैं 1001 किसको activate करना है कब, so we'll get to know according to that. So in this case you were knowing that okay, one has to be executed at TT6. So by this you can actually guess. So this kind of a thing will be implemented here. We'll discuss it in the next lecture. But as you can see for PC in, you can also draw it for some other instructions such as MAR in. MAR in सारे instructions के लिए कहाँ how is this actually getting implemented by the various gates. So we have seen for two we have seen that is two control signals we have seen that is PC in and end. So you can actually try for some other examples like MDR out. So for MDR out, how it is going to be actually implemented in terms of these gates and these combinational logics. So till now, anyone have any doubt why it is called hardwired control logic control unit? Is it clear why it is actually called hardwired control unit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the next lecture, we'll see the micro-programmed control unit design, how these instruction control signals are actually generated in terms of binary outputs, and we'll see how the various functional blocks are actually connected through it. So yeah, anyone have any doubt? Yeah.
So wine आपने बताया नहीं, so wine में जा क्या रहा सर actually?
Sorry.
तो जो wine था second step में.
I'll explain in the next lecture. Okay.
Okay, sir.
I have something. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.